So clearly, I haven't been following through with my New Year's resolution on making a video every month, and I'm sad about that. I wish I were making more videos, and I wish I were making videos about important things that matter to me, like the things I'm learning in school, and the election, I guess, and the shooting at Pulse in Orlando. It feels like I can't do anything on the internet. I can't move forward in my life without mentioning that, at least. And the tragedy, totally sucks. I'm not the most important voice that needs to be heard in that situation, and if and when I ever were to make a video on it, I'd want to spend a lot of time and put a lot of effort into it, be very aware and conscious of the people who have suffered most and the people who have been suffering. I want to give it the proper respect it's due, and clearly this is just a rambly, emotional mess, and I'm going to save that issue for another time. But I always like to think that the bad things don't erase the good things in life, and also I guess that the really bad things don't erase the kind of bad things, and that's what this video is. So the first important thing you need to know is that Yellowcard announced today that this upcoming album and tour will be their last. And the second thing you need to know is I really like narratives. The audience said, totally not impressed with my non sequitur or my use of the phrase non sequitur. Just stick with me. So, yes, I did take a sociological theory class, and yes, we did talk about postmodernism in it, and its idea that there are not these overarching narratives that can describe human history. But, if you recall, I was originally planning on being an English major, and even more importantly, I'm a huge nerd, so narratives are really important to me. Like this summer, my family is watching all the MCU movies talk about overarching narrative, right? And I've been watching Tony Stark since like the beginning of Iron Man 1, watching his every single step and all his progression, or maybe I should say regression, trying to figure out how this all leads up to Civil War. Every little thing, this is who I am. Trying to bring this video back to Yellowcard, I can mention my favorite band / obsession, the Beatles, right? Lot of story there, a lot of history, and this isn't just me. Lots of people are just so obsessed with, the origin story and how things, developed and changed and then fell apart, and not just that, but that the actual members, they become less than people and more into these characters based on their realities. People just do this to turn messy, complicated lives into stories that they can process and kind of make sense out of the things that we don't understand. Now, at this point of the video, you might be thinking that I'm going to talk about how Yellowcard's narrative is ending, right? But really, it's my story that is ending with this announcement. So my senior year of high school, two of my friends introduced me to Yellowcard, and I was already friends with them, but Yellowcard just drew us in and cemented us together. And I don't know, maybe it was just something that we could all mutually obsess about. Maybe it was just us hanging out more and getting each other's references and, annoying all the rest of our friends. But, oh my gosh. I told you this would be an emotional video. Moving on in the story and past the possible tears. These people, these friends, they were with me during some of my most difficult times in high school and after graduation, and along with them was Yellowcard, and I could always count on that something we could talk about, something that we loved, and something that was such a deep part of us. So much so that the three of us saw Yellowcard in concert twice, met them, did like the whole VIP backstage thing 2 years in a row, and then one of my friends went on a mission. And the time came again for us to go see Yellowcard, and my friend that was left, he insisted he had to meet Yellowcard, and he was the most obsessed out of all of us. But I felt so wrong, like I was betraying something, because our other friend wasn't there, because she wasn't able to experience that with us. It was something that impacted me really emotionally. I really struggled even just to go to the concert, because I already said it. We were just so connected in that way. And now both of those friends are on missions. The one who had left gets back in 2 months, but the other one, who was the one who got us both into Yellowcard in the first place, he doesn't get back for 22 months. And I think that was the biggest reason why I cried today. I tried for like 20 minutes not to cry, but I got in my car and I cried. I cried because he's not going to be at their last concert. He's not going to be able to see them on tour. He's going to have to wait for a year and a half after their last album comes out. And of course I admire him and everything he's doing, and I know that he wouldn't give it up for the world. But it's sad. And see, this is a clear example of why our lives aren't actually made up of narratives, right? This isn't a tragedy, but it's so sad. It hurts me because I hurt for him, because I care about him and our other friend, and this thing that we are collectively losing. And, if Yellowcard is the soundtrack for my love for them, our love for each other, what does it mean now that they're ending? I know that this is just my anxious brain, and I need to tell it that the fact that Yellowcard is ending doesn't mean anything, doesn't actually affect how we feel and think about each other, but doesn't it? Basically what I'm trying to say is it feels like my last ties to high school have been completely severed, and that our lives have just grown apart, three of us, and not because we wanted it that way, but that's just how life is. And I wish this was a story, because then it would probably definitely have a happy ending and everything would work out, but it's just a little scary and sad. And I really did enjoy Yellowcard's music and everything they stood for. The quality of light is rapidly declining, as is the quality of me and my talking and my, making this make sense to y'all. I mean, just because I like stories doesn't mean I'm actually good at telling them. So. P.S. So they just released the first single from their upcoming final album, and it's literally called Rest in Peace. Like, if that's not asking to be part of a narrative, like if that's not some on the nose writing, storytelling, like I don't know what it is.